Another year has passed, and like all years, 2023 was filled with great variety. Good and bad, accomplishments and failures, certainty and confusion, compliance and challenge, blessing and difficulty. One thing is for sure, that we serve a God who is faithful and unchanging, even when life has variety. And as Christians, He calls us to keep the main thing the main thing. It's so easy to become distracted with the ebbs and flows that life throws at you, which makes you forget what really matters in life. This is why Paul tells us in his second letter to Timothy, preach the word, be ready in season and out of season, convince, rebuke, exhort with all longsuffering and teaching. Instant means to remain constant, to not let the things that life throws at you to change who you are or what you are doing. We are grateful that our God does not change, and as we take on His nature, we should be immovable, so that we do not change when either blessing or difficulty comes. No doubt this year has brought about things that would challenge many of us to change both personally as well as a body of believers. But I am grateful that we have stayed the course and kept our eyes on what really matters, to continue to do what we are called to do as believers. The world may change, circumstances may change, people and places may change. But as Christians, we are called to continue to live our lives for Jesus and bring the good news of the gospel to those who are perishing.
Tear off the roof, the king's in the house. Just get me to Jesus, I don't care how. I don't have to wait to get the healing. I got a faith without a ceiling. So tear off the roof, 'cause the king's in the house. There's power in the presence, power in the blood, power in the name of Jesus. There's power in the presence, power in the blood, power in the name of Jesus. And He has more in the hem of His garment than the camp of the enemy. There's power in the presence, power in the blood, power in the name of Jesus. I didn't come here to hide in the crowd. I'm pressing through to You, I don't care how. Reaching out my hand to get the healing. I've got a faith beyond the bleeding. 'Cause I didn't come here to hide in the crowd. Oh, there's power in the presence, power in the blood, power in the name of Jesus. There's power in the presence, power in the blood, power in the name of Jesus. He has more in the hem of His garment than the camp of
To many, church is just a building or an event that they might attend regularly or every once in a while, a place where they go to ease their conscience or to commit some of their time to God. But for us, church is not something that we go to. Church is something that we belong to. Our church is our family. We may be different in race, color, cultural backgrounds, and even personal interests, but there is one thing that brings us together: our love for Jesus and His love for us. God brought us all together as His collective children so that we could learn to love Him more as we learn to love one another. Jesus told us that church is about family. Matthew chapter 12, verse 49 through 50, it says, "And stretching out His hands towards His disciples, He said, 'Here are my mother and my brothers, for whosoever does the will of my Father in heaven is my brother and my sister and my mother.'" Paul tells us in the book of Ephesians chapter 2, verse 19, "So then you are no longer strangers and aliens, but you are fellow citizens with the saints and members of the household of God." God has brought us all together. He's made us all His children, and He's given us a family. And as a family, we have our good times, we have our bad times. We laugh together and we cry together. But two things are for sure: God is always with us, and we will always have one another. No doubt this year our church faced some great changes. We moved cities, bought land, and went from a permanent place to a temporary place, feeling much like Israel wandering in the wilderness. But one thing never changed: our pursuit of God's promised land by taking the gospel of Jesus Christ outside the four walls to those who need to hear the good news of Jesus Christ.
Saturday was silent, surely it was through. Since when has impossible ever stopped you? And Friday's disappointment, your Sunday's empty too. Since when has impossible ever stopped you? dry bones rattling. This is the praise, make a dead man walk again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. This is the sound of dry bones rattling. Pentecostal fire is stirring something new. You're not gonna run out of miracles anytime soon. Yeah, resurrection power, it runs in my veins too. I believe there's another miracle here in this room. This is the sound of dry bones rattling. This is the praise, make a dead man walk again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. This is the sound of dry bones rattling. My God is able to save and deliver and heal and restore anything that He wants to. And just ask the man who stole on the bones of Elisha if there's anything that he can do. And just ask the stone that was rolled at the tomb in the garden what happens when God says to move. I feel Him moving it now. I feel Him doing it now. I feel Him doing it now. Do it now. Do it now. This is the sound of dry bones rattling. Yeah, this is the praise, make a dead man walk again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. This is the sound of dry bones rattling.
So I prophesied as I was commanded. And as I was prophesying, there was a noise, a rattling sound. And the bones came together, bone to bone. I looked, and tendons and flesh appeared on them, and skin covered them, but there was no breath in them. Then He said to me, prophesy to the breath. Prophesy, Son of Man, and say to it, this is what the sovereign Lord says. Come, breath, from the four winds, and breathe into these slain, that they may live.
Live, dry bones, hear the word of the Lord. Live, dry bones, hear the word of the Lord. Live, dry bones, hear the word of the Lord. This is the sound of dry bones rattling. Yeah, this is the praise, make the dead man walk again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. Open the grave, I'm coming out.
2023 is come and gone. Now we endeavor on a new year and a new season. Like all years, I'm sure 2024 will bring its victories and its difficulties, its joy and its struggles. But one thing needs to remain certain, that as a church we continue to live out our calling in Jesus Christ. continue to remain faithful in all that God has commanded us to preach the gospel, to win the lost, to make disciples, and to plant churches. I know that I'm excited to see what 2024 will bring.